Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my peers and subscribers, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be discussing and talking about all the plane crashes that has been ongoing for probably say about the last week and a half. We're going to talk about all that and find out what the hell is going on, because apparently we already had four three crashes. I can't keep track. We just started 2025, so we're going to see what does this mean. In more particular note, we just have entered the Chinese year of the Chinese snake. Was started on January 29th, 2025, which is significant because that is the first day that we actually had the major crash in DC, and it has been continuing since then. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on the airplane, why so many things are crashing, why things are hitting into the planes. As you all know, there's probably was a plane crash in Philadelphia, there was a plane crash in Chicago, and there was one in DC. So we're going to take a quick look and see what's going on there. And then we're going to take a look and see whether or not this is going to be a theme or, a theme that we're going to be experiencing this year. This might be the key highlight of what we're going to be expecting in many structures in the United States and globally, because we do enter the year of the Chinese snake. It's also amplified by Pluto and Pluto's return, was further amplified destruction and collapse of certain societies and certain norms, which means maybe potentially there will become a new normality in the sky. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on in today's video, and then we're going to delve right into everything else. So if you have not already, engage with the content by liking, subscribing, hitting the comment section below, or even watching this video longer than you normally have, and you help engage the channel and tell the algorithm, hey, I like the content, show me more. Also show me other psychic tarot card readers and astrologers. So definitely try to engage with the content in some normality, and you will be rewarded by the algorithm. So with that being said, I do want to also take a quick note here. I had dismantled and disabled super chat and where you guys can donate through YouTube. There's no need for it. I want to say thank you for all of you guys who have been donating. It's very kind of you, and I love you, and I appreciate all of you. But I want you to be able to take that money and invest it back in you. So if you say, oh, I want to give them $10, but you can't, well, just give the $10 to yourself. Try to maybe put food on your table or something that you need to help you get along in this hard times. So with that being said, let's begin. This video in particular is being recorded on none other than Monday, February 3rd, at 11:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and happy Black History Month. Alright, so let's begin. Let's figure out what's going on here. I plan to make 3 videos earlier today, and then 3 videos at night today. So, a lot of videos coming. Alright, so let's see. Let's ask Spirit what's going on. Okay, so they're telling me to start using this again, so we're going to use this card called Tower Takeover Tarot. Excuse me, Tower Takeover Tarot. I had like an air bubble in my throat as I was speaking. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the last time that we used this, and it went really well with these decks, actually. I was actually surprised. I didn't realize, the tower here, this was unintentional when I grabbed this. I just said, oh, this is what my energy is telling me to go towards. This is what my guides were telling me. I had no realized, I forgot that airplanes actually have a communication tower. So I think it was kind of funny that my guys were trying to be a little slick about it, but I didn't even notice, and I only noticed it, like, I think 2 days ago, after I recorded that video, so there's that. Okay, so spirits and angels tell me, what's going on with all these plane crashes in Philadelphia, DC? Okay, a lot of it's slippery, but we'll take the one that's like leaning against me, because that's the one right here. That's the one that came out. Alright, so spirits and angels tell me, what's going on with all these plane crashes? Now, if you want to go watch my old video, it was just posted on the 29th, so it's only like 5 days old. But if you want to go check that video out, I will put that in the description below, and I'll also have it recommended at the end of this video, so if you want to go watch that again. So here we have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. So victory card, followed by the Strength card. So I'll show you. The Strength card, followed by, the first card is actually the Six of Wands, followed by the Strength card, and then we have the reverse Devil card. Now we all know what the Devil is. Now you can kind of see here the Devil walking away and flying away, while the male and the female are falling to their death. It's reverse. which tells me there is something in the sky. Because look at it, they look like they're dancing in the sky, right? This one has a lot of fire around her, this one has a lot of air and oxygen. And then here you have the devil underneath. The devil is falling, but you see here the man and the woman are dancing, but they're both demons. It's almost like it feels like a show. That's what it feels like. It feels like a show. Because we have the Six of Wands with the victory card, right? It's the victory falling down to your victory, like almost like a completion of something. Then you have the Strength card, with like, this is like people trying to calm themselves together. And here you have the coalescing of people coming from all different political backgrounds, it feels like, and they're just calming each other as they fall to their death. Because you have this woman here, and I can't help it, but if they just said on the news that the American Airline flight had ice skaters. This kind of feels like she's ice skating in the sky. And here you have the lion, who should have been more upright. So when you think about the gravitational force, when something falls, they should be kind of more stabilized. Based on the heavy mass, the lion should be falling downward with two arms one way, two arms in the back, and it should be falling the same way, in the same pattern as the woman. But they're both falling irregularity. So the woman is falling stomach, the lion is falling the butt down. Which is interesting in hindsight, because normally it would be the complete opposite. The person should be falling straight down, but because of her body and mass distributing, it allowed the human to fall at a slower rate, while the lion, when he is pinpoint, the air goes right through, which means that the lion is actually falling faster than the woman, despite them being, in hindsight, within the same level and same gravitational force. When you are more on your stomach, you slow forward, because especially your mass is distributed. Unless you're like an elephant, then you're falling down pretty quickly because your mass is heavy in all areas. However, because this human walked two legs upright, her mass is more distributed when she is down side to side than upright. For the lion, though, his mass is better distributed side to side than upright. Therefore, he is falling down faster than he is falling down with the woman, which is interesting because the lion in this aspect is a tamed energy. Tame, which means something is falling fast when it comes to loyalty. So maybe there's something here with loyalty that's falling fast, while the person is falling down gracefully. So there's something here that denotes. I'm trying to see. I can't see with all the glare. I have to turn off the blind. But Nicole, actually, can you do me a favor? Can you close the blind, please, when you get a chance? And you have the devil, and you also have the woman here, which is interesting because you have the male again on this side, and you have the female on that side. Why is this significant? Because when you take a look at the cards here, I'll show you. We have a male lion. A male lion with a male individual. We know that's a male because the male is on that side. It's the devil, right? The woman, though, is on the right side, also represented here as the woman. Right? The woman is surrounded by fire, but in this aspect, she's surrounded by clouds. While the male in this card is surrounded by fire, and he is surrounded by clouds. He's walking on clouds. Here on the left side, though, when it talks about like the Six of Wands, you have the male who was falling in from where the fire and the cloud was. He's heading towards where the woman is. Which is interesting in this way. It's almost like they changed roles or they changed reverses here. It almost feels like this is a challenge of the yin and yang. That's really interesting. Okay, so that's what we have here. So what could this mean? What could this mean? Well, when I look at it here, I'm seeing that the main structure of the actual plane is kind of failing. Like, it almost feels like eventually they're falling out of the sky. That's what the Six of Wands did. They're falling out of the sky. Here you have the strength, which means resilience among many people. But there is a line here, lack of loyalty. There's a lack of loyalty to something, or misleading or misguidance. Here the devil card here is playing with fire, almost like it feels like a show. This feels like a show, like a puppeteer, like this is like a show. Huh. What's the bottom of the deck here? The bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords, which is a political death. It is not going to be end of 45, if that's what you're thinking. This is not the end of 45. This is just to showcase what is going on. So here we have that Four of Swords, and then represented here as the Three of Swords, which is 3 major crashes, which is exactly what happened, which is why I'm reading on this again. The 3 major crashes here are represented by the 3 of swords. So you can kind of see that there. And here, just in case you couldn't see the glare, but this is the 4 of swords reverse. So this is interesting because when you start to see and place the cards, you know, you have the 6 of wands here with the strength card here. You have the reverse 4 of swords, right? This feels like this is not so political. But then here on the right side here with the strength card and devil, we have 3 of swords, which are 3 major crashes since this video is being made. Which is very interesting and very significant in itself because it feels like all of them have to, they're in some way in connection with one another. The top of the deck here we have is represented by the star. Now remember it's interesting because we talked about the woman, right? We talked about the woman here in the strength card falling down gracefully on her stomach, right? And that as you have something like that, you fall at a more graceful level, you're not falling to your death. However, this is the star card, she's falling down faster because all her body mass is towards the back of the spine, which means that she is falling faster. This is the star card. What's the first card that's falling down is the first cup of water, which is clearly filled, which tells us enough and tells us ready, but something is about to fall or something about the crash, and it has to do with the water. The water thing here is indicating the first crash in the water. Then we have something was clearly snuck out of the sky, which feels like, if I were to put that correctly, that feels like that is Pennsylvania. Then you had another one by Chicago, which is also by water. So it's very interesting to really note that this is surrounded by a lot of water. And here's the star. You see the big star here. The star is starting to be uncovered, but it's being hidden by the clouds. And the cloud is, again, that female energy, which is represented here, is that grape. She's dancing among the fire. She's dancing among the fire, which is very significant because it talks about that showcase, that showmanship. It feels like it's for show. What's another top of the card? We have the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is all about money and finances. I really do think that, Nicole, can you close the blind, please? So I really do think that the 7 of Pentacles here is really indicating that they have a lack of money, and because of their lack of money, they're unable to do proper funding. Now, what's also significant when I'm looking at all these cards here, you see the 2 males are falling on their back. Well, tell me they have turned their back in some way, in some formality, they're turning their back. Which means I feel like, if anything, this feels more like a mental instability in some cases. It feels like some of these people are mentally disturbed. That's the best way I would put it. I would say that these people are very mentally disturbed. I feel like they may have known things that they shouldn't have known. Okay, so that is what we're getting there. So you can kind of see the layout in case you want to know the layout. But that is what I'm getting. And then,
That's all I could get.
okay, hold on. Okay, I'll do the other side. Okay, so this is what we get here. Now we are going to do the the other part of the question. So let's see if the pilots know. What did the pilots know, and why are they crashing so much with the vehicles? What did the pilots know? What do the pilots know? And why are the planes crashing? What do the pilots know? Okay, they're telling me to keep shuffling. What do the pilots know, and why do they keep shuffling? What do the pilots know, and why do they keep shuffling? I mean, why do they keep falling? Okay, there's a pool here, devil of water. With somebody in reverse here. The ghost, the spirit. The virus unlocked. 45. Okay. The home in reverse. The yin and yang. And that's what I feel like. It's male and female. But I just have to do like a dynamic energy here. Here we have darkness going into the light. Something being revealed, something growing amidst the darkness and reaching the light. And on the top, we have something really crappy going on. And what is that particular? We have balance. So something is balanced, but it's not really well thought out. And here it tells me to keep going. Here we have the December, so the gift. The gift of what? The gift of two men who are slow. Okay, with money. So yeah, I feel like this has to be a money issue. This is what I feel like, and I feel like the youth or inexperience in some way, and we have here to mail it down. And what happens after the mail is down? We have here the leader. So it feels like this has to do, again, it has to do with the White House or Congress. So it has to do with whatever's going in Congress, whatever's going on in the White House, this has to do in some way, in some form of connection. There is some, because of inexperience with an individual. So it feels like to me, the card sees 45 as a young male. I don't know why, because he's not really young in essence, but you see him as a young male. And there has been a continuous question that all of us have been asking, like, who is this young individual? Is showing up as 45. I don't even see Vance here. I just see 45 and his energy. Now, I would dispute that if I see that later on in this video, but a lot of you guys remember that I've been talking about this young male energy, this young male going to be in the White House, be inaugurated on January 20th, turned out to be 45. Interestingly enough, 45 himself is actually younger than Biden. So it would make sense why the cards would be saying, oh, young male. I didn't take that into account that could have been 45 because he is younger than Biden. That was on me. Now, going back to the reading here, it's interesting how all these are starting to play in and how it's starting to take up. So the part of the question that we're asking is, what do the pilots know, or what do they see, and why do they know too much? Because they seem to be very mentally disturbed. Well, here we have the devil. We have the devil, which means that they are doing some sort of dirty deed. And if you look here closely, it looks like a demon. It does. Because you look at the way the horns are, there's little two eyes, this is the nose, and that's the mouth, the smile. And here's the tongue. What it tells me, it feels like I said like before, it feels like it's an illusion of something. Like it almost feels like a showmanship. Because here we have the pool, or like, I don't know what this is. It feels like a period pad, but it was supposed to be a pool. Clearly it does not look like a pool. But I made this, by the way. This feels like to me that there's a lot more things going on. There's a lot of connectivity. Here it actually feels like, even though it looks like an infinity sign, it looks like the wind patterns. Look at it. Look at it very closely. It looks like the wind patterns of things moving in different directions. There's the wind flow here. So it's an illusion of a wind or wind flow, which means it possibly has to be issued with the winds of the plane. We have here one down. So one down. This is purple, which tells me this has to do with the higher mindset here, which has to do with the crown energy. Actually, let me go take a look and see what the crown chakra represents when it comes in regards to what to call it. In regards to the crown chakra, see what transportation, represents the crown chakra. What vehicle? What transportation? Represent the crown chakra. What transportation vehicle? I feel like the crown chakra, like intuitively, like when I act, it really feels like it represents the train. That's what it feels like. It feels like it represents the train. So let's go with that. I don't see anything online, but it feels like it represents the train, which is interesting because the one card comes in reverse, so it has to do with a train or something. A train is a high rail speed system, right? It also could be a very slow system. We have one down. That makes it a 0, which means 0 is here. And the 0 card in this deck represents the woman is up and the male is down, or vice versa, depending on its pattern, whether it's reversed or upright. Here we have is followed by the ghost or the spirit. And we have the rip card, RIP, right? Spirit goes to that. And you have a crescent moon, or you have a crescent moon, yeah, with the pumpkin. Here you have something being contained, which is the virus. right? The pandemic. This is my COVID card. This is the virus. So the devil with the wind pattern, with the train in reverse, with the spirit in reverse, with the something being contained, the virus of some sort related to 45. Okay. Here you have in the devil, he's making an illusion of some sort of cast in the home. Which means this is the devil in the house. The devil in the house. This is the devil in the White House in some way. But it also means the devil in the towers. Which means I feel like if I'm correct here, that 45 has pushed somebody in who does not know what they're doing in terms of transportation. Here you have the feminine and the masculine, the yin and yang, and you have the male, the young male energy. This is the throat chakra. This is represented here as I speak, which means there is something I speak regarding around the flow of things, which means this has to do here with the communication tower. This is what it feels like. This is a communication tower because you have an illusion like somebody who's higher than you about the wind pattern represented in the reverse home, which means it has to be a tower. And then you have here, we have the femme and masculine with the young male, which means that this is somebody who is speaking, because this is the throat chakra here. So it means I speak, which means this is definitely, by all means, it is certainly the towers, right? This is the communication tower. Here you have underneath the one reverse, which is the train, we have evidence or something being revealed, something being written, not actually coming to fruition. This feels like this is an executive order, like an order has been put in place, but it's an ineffective order because an executive order is nothing more than artificial. It actually doesn't hold any power or weight in some capacity. But what's interesting enough is that the train is moving slowly in this essence, which means the evidence or thing that's going on is that there is some sort of slow movement to actually have a ready response. Which tells me that whatever's going on with communications here, something is not being communicated between the towers and the person flying the plane. That's what it seems to be the lack of communication here. Now we have the Halloween card, really, theoretically, it's the October card. We have here spirits down, spirits now up. Which means that as planes crash, spirits start to rise from the ashes. Which is why we have the up card here. Up. Which means that there is a reverse. So I feel like this is actually people who are alive, and now they get it, now I'm understanding what the cards are meaning. This is the number one card reverse. This means it's people who are alive, right? They're one individual, they are alive. The fact that it's reversed and the evidence is not really being shown who exactly they are, right in there. We have the up, which is the up of the spirit. It means that as they fall, they go up. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. And you have this card here, which also is telling me very strongly to mention identification. There's a slowness in the identification of certain individuals. Or maybe they're not revealing all individuals. Here underneath the virus card, which is containment, we have here grateful or thankful. Right? We have the corn, we have the pumpkin here, you have the turkey. And it's interesting because it comes right after that same pumpkin, comes right after the October card. It's reversed here. Which means these people are not grateful for what happened, obviously. I mean, who would be? And it follows here with the virus card. On the right, we have this orange card, which means I do. Which is the sacral chakra. I do. So virus, containment, I do. With grateful or thankful in reverse, with linkage. Here we have plan, family, link. It's reversed. This is interesting because it means that these people are not linked together, but it's meant to. It feels like it's meant to contain something. It's meant to contain people in a certain area. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if theoretically what they're doing is this is setting the stage for something. Because again, it feels like an illusion of something from the communication towers, but there's an illusion shift that's going on here with the lack of slowness in terms of identification that's being used. And then you have here, as spirits fall, as people fall, spirit rises. Then you have here, you have containment, which means I do. So I am containing something, not a direct linkage to people or a group of people, but it feels like they're not grateful or thankful. So Thanksgiving is more of a group of people who come together to celebrate something. That's the modern term of Thanksgiving. But it's reversed as well, which tells me there is a lack of containment, which means these people did not agree to this in some capacity. This is not something that anyone agreed to. Why am I saying this and why is this significant? It feels like there's a containment to get people not to leave the country or flee the country, to get them scared to stay in the country. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's a ploy to get people to say, oh, well, look at all these plane crashes going down. I'm not going to go on a plane. It feels like feels like for show. It kind of feels like that. It feels like it's a strategy here to kind of keep people in one place in one area. I'm also getting, and I want to be very careful how I'm avoiding this, but I do want to be openly honest with you guys. I feel strongly that this feels like this could be a ploy to pivot from transporting illegal immigrants from one area to another via plane by using them to use other means of transportation. Now, what did I mean by that? Maybe possibly not using airplanes, but maybe using trains to maybe take them to camp. To say, hey, listen, we don't feel safe or comfortable transporting them from, from one area to another because we want to be able to save lives. But essentially, we are going to transport them from one place to another place within the country. We all know what happened. Now sending them to Guantanamo Bay. And I want to be able to put this out here clearly. And knowing that, we are heading towards fascism. We all know exactly what entails under fascism. I'm not going to break it down for you. But I think you can kind of put the two clues together what I'm trying to say. That, this is an indication of what might be coming. Now, I want to read on it. If some parts of me want to read on it and see what the future of it is, other parts of me feels like I shouldn't. You guys let me know in the comment section below because I want you to be able to be well informed, as we always do here. I always try to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And only thing is, I don't know if you guys will be able to handle the information. I don't know if I personally will be able to handle information that I receive. So I want to play that here, kind of see what you guys have to say. But yeah. Anyway, going back to the reading though, we have here the next card that falls underneath the devil and the tower card, which is represented here by the communication tower. We have the disaster, the card reversed. So disaster. Now you can see here in this card here, this is all natural disaster. None of them indicate to you, me, that this is natural. This is unnatural disasters, right? This is not something that was caused by human error or naturally. It feels like this is something that was put in place to happen. Now, why is this significant? Why is it important? Because we have wind patterns, right? But it also feels like to me pool of evidence. And you have the male and female, the yin and yang, the balance between I speak, right? I speak about what is going on within the tower. And it's saying to believe in some way what is going on, but also to not believe it in hindsight. Look at it. It says the word believe, right? But look at the yellow. You can't see the yellow. Now what do you see? Believe. The one individual is reversed, which means the individual is alive at the point in time when it's taking place, with the reverse identification and the speeding up of something. It feels like this, again, it feels like speeding up of some sort of transportational process. I feel like in some way, there's also a plausibility and a possibility that not only are they doing what I said before with the containment, but it feels like they could be using this as a means to justify motion to shut down certain airports, certain areas in a way to install a new system, a new technological system, especially when it comes to the airports. It feels like they are going to essentially input a reboot. And I would not be surprised if they are going to use it as a means of measure to say, hey, listen, a lot of pilots are mentally unstable. They're unable to get therapy, which all you guys who don't know, a lot of pilots are not able to afford therapy because, well, they are not told they're not allowed to be in therapy, or they can't be a pilot. For most of them, they are mentally unstable. This is significant. This is important because it's talked about they are going to use it as a possible means to install AI pilots, not people who are physically pilots, but AI pilots, that they are going to usher in a new era for transportation. This is going to happen pretty rapidly. Underneath the, again, like I said here, it feels like this is a multitude of different things. This isn't just one reason and one reason only. It feels like it's a multitude of different things. There's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons to that. It feels like I'm reading all of it at once. Okay, going back. We have the spirit is down, the spirit rises. So we have the human down, the spirit rises. We have here what's underneath it. We have here happiness and joy reverse with the heart chakra. But you can't see the color anymore because it kind of faded. Really faded, but it's green. And this is the heart chakra. It means I love, I want, I need my happiness. This is interesting because we've talked about the happiness and joy, which means these people, like I said, did not agree to this in some capacity. They did not agree. It also indicates to me that there was a lack of funding for those in the airline industries, or the CEOs of these industries don't give out money to properly keep their things in check. Now, going into the containment part, we have the containment with a group of people who did not want to be there, which tells me that there's some capacity, some way forward. You have here, you have the crown chakra, which means I know, I see. Which means this is knowing, this is all knowing, this is consciousness level. Which means they are aware of what they're doing. They are aware of this containment. They are aware that these people do not want this in some way. They are aware of that situation. Here you have 45, which means I do, right, which is the sacral chakra. And you have here the linkage in reverse. Well, tell me, no, this is not linked to 45 in some way, or some sort of way to push forward an agenda against a certain group or demographic, but rather this is the setup in some way. Again, everything in this video is just for entertainment purposes only, for life purposes only. Underneath here, we have the transportation. We have this extraterrestrial, we have rockets, we have the meteorite, we have the satellites, right? This is the world's card. Again, it feels like this has to do with the next phase in the transportation of the world and the globe as a whole. So that's what I'm getting out of this card. The last card that I'm going to ask, or the last question I'm going to ask in particular, is this going to be a main theme that we're going to be expecting over the course of the next couple of years, and see whether or not, it's just going to be major or just going to be minor. We'll take a look. So we're going to ask to take a look at that because we do enter the year of the Chinese snake, which indicates major changes, collapse of system and societal government, and even anything with a structure, which means that the system within a cell, when it comes to like flights and all that type of thing, is all related in some capacity to what's it called? It's related in some capacity to like collapse of system, government, towers, you name it. Everything collapsed. If it has a structure or foundation, it's going to fall and collapse. The United States is further amplified through this, through Pluto return. And then we also enter the Chinese year of the snake, which also indicates the same thing. And we also, 2025, also, again, we enter into the numerology year of number 9, which means a completion or a cycle has ended this year, which means we're going to see massive changes in this year particularly, which means this year is going to be very weird, very uncomfortable, very unnerving. So there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be happening. All right, so spirits and angels tell me about the flights going down and flights collapsing and all these crashes. It's just indicative of what we're expecting. It's just indicative of what we're expecting the theme to be going on within the United States and globally. Top of the deck, we're fighting. 5 of Wands. Follow up, what are they fighting for? Page of Swords. We the people. Okay, so we the people are fighting in some way. We the people are fighting. Now, now I do want to say something to you guys. For those of you guys who have been with me for quite some time, you remember me saying, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been saying it continuously since, that the winner of the election was not going to be the one who leads the country. Yesterday, I finally got an actual indication of what that actually meant. The winner of the election would not actually be the leader. We all know, we've been saying for a while, that Harris won the election. We all know that. We all feel that. We all feel that intuitively. But I'm going to read on this. But it feels like, in a way, with that saying and with that understanding, because they were talking to me yesterday about it, that it might have meant something a little bit different that they meant. They meant that possibly she was supposed to win, that she was the real winner. It was messed with, and she would not be the leader. Or the one who goes in, which makes sense because she is not the leader right now. She is not the one who went in. It was 45 instead. I didn't understand that they were telling me and talking about fraud. We're going to do this in another video, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I feel like it was a little more enlightenment than what I expected originally. Okay, anyway, going back to the cards here, let's go and take a look and see what's going on. Okay, so we're asking the question, is this going to be a major theme that we're going to be expecting over the next couple of years, and especially this year in particular? And globally and in the United States. We have the Strength card. This card normally indicates no. No. When it's upright, it means yes. This means no. It's the first card that came out, no. Now, underneath here, though, we have the Hierophant, not the Hierophant, the Hermit card in reverse. This is darkness. By finding the light within the darkness, it's the darkness. It's going to be a dark period for the United States, right? It's also a dark period for the world globally. So I don't know if this is going to be a theme globally. I feel like it's more, it seems more so as a theme within the United States rather than it is globally. Which is why it's probably indicative of us saying no. It's probably not on a global scale. It might be more of a regional scale, which means this feels to be more specifically related to the United States rather than it is to the global sense. Underneath the Strength card here, though, we have the Death card, which again is that card that indicates the October upright. Then we have the upright yellow arrow, right? This is the Death card here, which means a rebirth, a change, a transformation of some capacity. This feels like in some way it's not an ending, it's a beginning, it's a renewal of something that we have done before. So it feels like the main cycle within the United States and globally is something that, your country has already experienced and it's going to continue to experience all these years. So the major themes that your country has experienced over the course, probably say 100 years, but it depends per country because each country is different in hindsight because each country had their own Pluto return. And wherever the Pluto return is, that is expected to be what major themes or collapses are going to take place. The United States Pluto return is in all bar charts, which basically means that it's going to collapse everywhere within the United States. But globally, not so much, because every country has their own Pluto return. Try and figure out where your nation is in terms of Pluto return, and then you can kind of expect what themes are going to come about from that. I am getting pulled to Australia and New Zealand, so if you guys live there, maybe you should look that up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm also here in Britain. 9 Pentacles reverse, which is indicative of foundation, good fortune, happiness, love and light, and all that type of thing. It's reversed, and it's on the right side, which is heading towards the future. This is the future, this is the past, right? And this is the present, which is the Strength card now, and the Death, which means a continuation of something. There's a continuation of the lack of strength. This means this kind of feels like more random in some way. Where this feels more calculated. This is what could have been, but this is now a current present. We have the Knight of Wands, the male leaving, the orange male, and you have the female, which is coming in as the Queen of Swords, right? This is the Vice President, right? The Queen of Swords. But this is also indicative of the United States. The United States is represented here as the Queen of Swords and the World's card leaving. The United States was the world's leader, but now it no longer is. And that's why everything that's going on in the United States is no longer going to be affecting the globe after 45 leads, which means the United States loses its power and its hold on the people. It loses its power, it loses its hold on the people. And we have the Hermit card in reverse, which is very interesting nonetheless because the Hermit card is indicative and talking about all that darkness, that dark energy, right? It's trying to find the light in this period of darkness. Here we have the Strength card and the Death card in reverse, which is indicative of a continuation of a cycle that's not so strong, but it's starting to end, which makes sense because we're getting towards the end of the cycle, which will only end on 2026. Now we have the Great Fortune reversed, and we have the Two of Cups reversed, which is creating that coalescing of we the people, right? We the people within the United States, we want good things to happen. Now we're asking whether or not there's going to be a trend. I feel indicatively creating and telling you guys, not creating, but we're telling you guys what is coming in the United States. I feel like this is not a theme, but rather a mere randomization of things that are happening. And it's just happening because of bursts of energy and flow, and things are not happening as they should, and therefore it's manifesting in other forms and other formalities. So it feels like in some way, what's going on with the airplanes and the crashes, it feels like it is a combustion of energy that's supposed to be put out and put forth, and it's just not happening on the scale and the grandeur scale that they are expecting it to or wanting it to. And because it's not doing that, it's manifesting in other ways within the United States and also globally. So until things actually move the way that the universe intended it to, it's going to manifest in other ways to try and indicate those things to happen. So like, for example, think of it this way: when Spirit tells you you have to do something, you don't listen, you're stubborn, Spirit will find other ways to force you into doing it. So you can do it the easy way, you can do it the hard way. Kind of feels like that. Do you do it the easy way or you do it the hard way? It seems like right now the United States is going the hard route instead of the easy route, which means the United States is going to go through a lot more hardships, a lot more harder coming out of this as other countries would. Other global phase, I feel like a lot of countries are going to come out of it a lot easier, a lot better than the way the United States is going right now. We have here at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Ten of Swords. What is represented by the Ten of Swords? We have the Five of Pentacles walking away. People couldn't walk away from this because it's clearly dead. And then you have here, you have the Four of Wands, and this is the government. This is the collapse of the system. Are they going to collapse? It is the start of it, and you have the victory card. So it is normally means a yes card. This is a no. It's reversed. But because of the lack of victory, it means the lack of victory for the White House, which tells me what's the next thing? He's not going to be able to hold on. Which is the Four of Pentacles, which tells me the Republicans in some way are going to have some difficulty with the governance in the United States, especially if surrounding around collapses and crashes and all those type of things. They expect a lot more of that to be the theme within the United States, because it feels like the United States is not following its life path or its life purpose, and because of that, it is struggling to hold on, and Spirit is going to make it do the thing that it wants it to do, even in the harshest manners. So anyway, that's what I'm getting for today's reading. You guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Whether you agree or disagree, what you've been getting, what you personally been getting, your pendulum, your divining rod, your tarot cards. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and share this video to others. Until then, I love you and have a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.